Hello, bagpipe enthusiasts. My name is Pete Purvis, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to play all the notes on the bagpipes. All right, all the way from the low G up to the high A. I'm going to show you all the proper fingering you need to learn how to play, and so I'm going to show you each note. And then with each note, I'm also going to give you an exercise to work on so you can master playing each note. Okay, if you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel and all that great stuff. And if you want to take your playing to the next level, you can also enroll in my online course at the Highland Bagpipe Academy. That'll be in the description. I also offer a free beginner course, which will also be in the description. And if you want some one-on-one lessons, there'll be a link to that in my description as well. All right, so all that good stuff. And with all of that out of the way, let's begin learning all the different notes of the bagpipe scale. This might be a rather long video, all right, because I'm going to show you all the different notes. Okay, so you might watch this video for a bit, and then do an exercise or something, and then come back to it another day. This video is not meant to be all done in one sitting if you're just learning how to play the bagpipes. All right? So the first note we're going to learn is the lowest note on the chanter, all right? And that's called low G. And to do that, you're going to take your left hand, thumb, and you're going to cover the back hole like this. All right? And you're going to use the first pad of that finger, of that thumb, like that. Then the top hole you're going to cover with this finger, like this, with the first pad of this finger, and then you're going to cover the next hole with the first pad of that finger, and then you're going to cover the next hole with the first pad of that finger. All right, I'll say that again. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to put your thumb on the back hole like this, using the first pad of your thumb. Then you're going to use the first pad of your index finger to cover the first hole. Then you're going to use the first pad of your middle finger to cover the second hole, and the first pad of your ring finger to cover the third hole. All right? Then, with your right hand, you're going to use the second pad of your index finger to cover the hole like this. Okay? And then the second pad of your middle finger to cover the hole like this. Then the second pad of your ring finger to cover the hole like this, and then the first pad of your pinky to cover the bottom hole. All right, I'll do that again. The second pad of your index finger will cover this hole. The second pad of your middle finger will cover that hole. The second pad of your ring finger will cover that hole, and the first pad of your pinky will cover the bottom hole. All right, and your fingers should be kind of nice and relaxed. Don't make them super stressed out. All right, keep them nice and relaxed. They need to be straight, but not straight as a board. Okay, but pretty straight. Okay, but nice and relaxed. That's the main thing. You don't want to have them curved like this. All right, like you're a tiger attacking somebody or something. You want to keep them nice and relaxed. All right. You'll probably see two holes on the bottom of your chanter on the sides like this. You don't ever have to cover those holes. All right, so don't worry about those. All right, so once you get all your fingers in the right place, I want you to try to play a low G. All right, just put the chanter in your mouth and just give it a little blow. All right, hopefully it sounds like that. There's a chance it could sound like this. All right, and if it does sound something like that, you're not covering all the holes enough. All right, so make sure you look at your fingers and wiggle them around just a little bit. And give it a couple tries until you get a sound something similar to this. Okay? All right, and that's really all there is to playing a low G. So why don't you try that with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, awesome. You've now learned the first bagpipe note of the bagpipe scale, and that is a low G. I want you to try this exercise coming up and keep practicing it until you can do it. And once you can do that exercise, Then we'll move on to learning how to play a low A. All right, now the difference between a low G and our new note, the low A, the only difference is you're going to lift up your pinky finger. All right, so this is a low G and this is a low A. All right, so the only thing you're going to do is you're going to lift your pinky finger up, and you're going to lift it up about an inch. Okay, and that's it. So your low A should sound like this. Remember, your fingers need to be straight, but not straight as a board, all right? Just kind of straight. And nice and relaxed, all right? Why don't you try playing that with me, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Okay, that's it. That's your low A, all right? And that is the root note on the bagpipes, all right? That's what people tune their drones to and everything, so it's a very important note. All right. Let's try the exercise, and again, once you can play that exercise, we'll move on to our next note, which is a B. Okay, the B, not much harder than the low A. So here's your low A. The B, you're just going to lift this next bottom finger up, all right? You're going to lift your ring finger, your bottom ring finger up, okay? And it will sound like this. And again, you're going to raise it, it's about an inch, okay? And I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's very important. Keep your fingers straight, but not too straight, and nice and relaxed, all right? So a B should sound like this. All right, why don't you try playing with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, again, let's go through the exercise, and once you can play that exercise, we'll move on to the next note, which will be a C. Okay, now that we can play a B, it's time to learn a C. Now, the C is a little bit harder, okay? Because this is your B, and your C, you're going to raise this finger, which is kind of what you thought you'd have to do, right? But you're also going to have to put your pinky finger down, all right? So it's going to look like this, all right? And you're just going to use the first pad of your pinky finger down there like that, okay? So a B sounds like this, and a C sounds like this. All right? So why don't you try a C with me, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good job. One thing you're going to have to watch for when you're doing the exercise is when you're going from any note, up to a C or down to a C, make sure you get your pinky down. You're going to want to just go like B, C, but you really have to go B, C. You got to get that pinky down when playing the C, all right? Okay, give the exercise a try, and then we'll move on to D. right, D, the final note of your bottom hand notes. All right, and a D is just, if you start with a C and you lift this finger up, you're going to play a D. All right, so pretty simple. This is C and this is D. All right. So to play a D, yeah, just make sure your pinky is down, and then all three of these bottom hand fingers, should be up, around an inch. Okay. Remember, keep your fingers nice and relaxed and pretty straight. All right. So a D should sound like this. Play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That's the final note of your bottom hand. Okay. Give the exercise a try. Once you feel confident playing that D, the C, the B, the low A, and the low G, we'll move on to the top hand notes. All right, now that we've learned all the bottom hand notes, it's time to learn the top hand notes. And the first one is the E. All right, and an E, you're going to open up this finger, okay? Your top ring finger should be up. And you're going to want to put this finger down, and this finger down, okay? This hole will be open, and then your pinky hole will be open, all right? It should look like that. All right, and it should sound like this. All right, so this is your D, and this is your E. Now I'm going from bottom hand notes up to top hand notes. You're moving a lot of fingers around, all right? So don't get discouraged if it sounds a little sloppy. It will at first, but over time, with practice, you'll get better at it, okay? So why don't you try playing an E with me? Now remember, it's this hole is uncovered, all right, this finger, and then you're going to cover this hole, and this hole, but leave your pinky up, all right, and your E finger, this one, should be up about an inch, same with your pinky, all right? So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Give the exercise a try. Once you've mastered that exercise and you can play it well, move on to the next note. And remember, as I mentioned earlier, you don't have to do all these notes and exercises in one sitting, all right? You could do G one day, A the next, B the next, C the next, all right? Take your time, because if you rush, you're going to make mistakes, and you'll have problems down the line. All right, so take your time. All right, now we're going to learn how to play an F. All right, so that's your E, which we just learned, and this is your F. All right, you're just going to lift your middle finger up. All right, so E, and then F. Okay, so just lift your middle finger up. You should be covering 2 holes now. You should be covering the back hole with your thumb and the top hole with your top finger like that. All right. And then, you're going to leave the next 2 holes uncovered, and your fingers will be up about an inch. Then you're going to cover the next hole with this finger, next hole with this finger, and next hole with this finger, and you're still going to leave your pinky up. All right? So to play an F, it should sound like this. Why don't you try it with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now give the exercise a try, and again, take your time, don't rush, And once you can play that exercise, move on to our next note, the high G. Okay, to play the high G, you just play an F, but then you raise this finger up like that. Okay, so this is your F, and this is your high G. All right, now you're not going to raise it that high, obviously. You're going to raise it about an inch like normal. Okay, but that's your high G. All right, you got to make sure your thumb is on the back of the chanter. And then, this finger, and this finger are all going to be up, but they're only going to be up about an inch. And then this finger, and this finger are going to be on these holes, and then you're going to leave your pinky out. All right? So a high G should sound like this. All right? And the reason we call it a high G is because you've got your low G, and then one octave up from your low G is your high G. Okay? So why don't you try playing a high G with me? All right? It should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's good. That's your high G, and that means we only have one more note to learn. All right, so do the exercise for the high G, and once you can do that, it will be time to do our last note, the high A. All right, on to the last note, the high A, which is a bit of a doozy, all right? It's a little bit harder than a lot of the notes. You're gonna lift up your thumb for the first time, all right? So your thumb will be off the chanter about an inch. Then this finger and this finger will be off the chanter, but this finger will cover this hole, all right? And then this finger, and this finger will remain on the chanter, but your pinky will be up, all right? So again, your thumb is off the chanter, your top index and your top middle fingers off the chanter, but your ring finger remains on the chanter, okay? And then this finger, and this finger are still down, and then your pinky is up, all right? So your high A should sound like this. Okay, remember to keep your fingers nice and relaxed. A lot of beginners tend to clench their hands and are super stiff, especially on notes like the high G and the high A. So just remember to keep your fingers nice and relaxed, all right? Don't be so stressed, all right? Remember, this is a hobby and it's for fun, and just take your time, okay? Why don't you try playing a high A with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the high A. Give the exercise coming up a try. And once you can do it, I'll see you on the other side of the exercise, and we'll talk a little bit more about learning all the notes and all that sort of stuff. Okay, you have now learned all of the notes on the bagpipes. Not that hard, right? No, I'm just kidding. It is a new instrument for you, I assume, if you're watching this video, so it will be very challenging, all right? But just take your time, go through things slowly, pause these videos, come back to them at another time, all right? Just take your time, keep your hands nice and relaxed. Make sure to, watch, each little video several times to make sure you're doing it properly. Look at the diagrams. Take your time doing the exercises, all right? and you shouldn't have too much of a problem, all right? But again, do everything very, very, very slow. If you need some help, which you probably will, all right? Again, this is a hard instrument to learn to play. You can go down to the description, and you can join me at the Highland Bagpipe Academy course, which is great. It's lessons like this, but way more in depth, and you get lots of cool things like interactive sheet music, and it's just laid out a little bit better than the YouTube videos are, There's also a free course, all right, on there, which is great if you're a beginner and you just want to get your feet wet. There's also a link where you can get direct lessons with me one-on-one. And another great thing you can do is if you live in a town that has a local pipe band or something, and you want to go to them, a lot of pipe bands offer lessons, all right? So that's another great way to get involved and have somebody who knows what they're doing guide you, all right? So you can come to me, or you can go to your local pipe band, or maybe a local pipe instructor as well, all right? All right, thank you so much for joining me in this video. Happy piping, and I hope I have helped you learn all the different notes of the bagpipe scale.